Hey, this is Emily DeWitt. I'm a team leader with Usborne Books and More, and I'm here today to tell you guys a little bit about this brand new set called My First Reading Library. I'm really excited about this set. It is a set of paperback books. There are 50 books in the set, and some of them may look a little bit familiar for those of you who are Usborne pros. The first 22 books in the set come from our very first reading series. So we've got a couple of them down here, the 2 level 1 ones. But what I really love about these books is that they introduce the concept of shared learning. So I'm just going to show you what the first book in the very first reading set is like. So you open it up, and there will be, right here, it'll say, "Here's a twin and here's his brother. Can you tell one from the other? Not too many people can. I am Sid. I am Dan." So the parent would read this section right here, and then the child would read these smaller ones right here. And in the Pirate Pat, it'll say, "The night was cold, the sky was black, the window rattled. Tap, tap, tap," is the section that the child would read. So it kind of has that parent involvement to make the story more interesting, but also to help your child gain confidence as they are learning to read. They also use phonics to make them a little bit more simple. Those were both the level 1 books from this very first section right here. This right here is level 7. And as you can see, it starts to wean out the parent involvement. So here's what the parent reads, and then here is what the child reads. And then by book 15, it has completely weaned out parent involvement. And it is just the child reading. One thing that I really love about these is each one of these books has comprehension puzzles in the back that help you know if your child's understanding and retaining what they're reading. It's really great, especially when they start in school and they're doing those same exact puzzles when they're doing their reading testing. So that's the very first section here. There are 22 books in that green section, and 15 of those books are also included in our very first reading set. The difference between those two is that these are paperback, whereas the very first reading set is a hardback set. And the first 7 books in this series have 2 from each level instead of just the 1 that the very first reading set has. So this one just gives you a little bit more, so you're not reading the same book every night when they're on that specific level. The next set right here, these orange books, there are 12 in that set, and they come from Usborne Reading Level 1. So they just have these really simple sentences and cute stories, and they're really great for beginning readers when they're just starting to read on their own. And they also have those comprehension puzzles in the back. And the last set, these purple books, there are 16 in that section, and they are the Usborne Reading Level 2. So when you open up these, they've got just a little bit more complex sentences. They still have the puzzles, and there's a couple more of those books for you. This book right here, if you look on top, there is a QR code, and if you scan that code, you can get a parent's guide online that helps you teach your children to read. There are also some other resources on the Usborne website with further resources for teaching your children to read. This set is basically everything you need to teach your child to read. I actually just purchased this set for my son. I'm in his room showing it to you, and he loves the story so far. He's 4. We just barely started with the level 1, so he's still really new, but I'm really excited to see what this set can do for him, and I think it's a must-have for any beginning reader.